Right guys, welcome back to the last one of the 5 videos we're doing for the transfer budgets for the top 5 leagues. Today it's Serie A and we're on Atalanta first up. So they've got 23 million in the whole club. They have 13.6 million to spend and they have no wage budget apparently. But they do have a £32 million debt, which you won't notice because it's got 200k getting paid off. Fairly decent position Atalanta are in. Bologna have got nearly 7 million, which is quite good. Only 6,000 wage budget. They have 12 million in the club, which is quite a nice little bit of cash. And they have an 18 million pound debt, which again you won't notice. They are getting some money in from one transfer. I don't know who it is. I wonder if we can see who it is. Tomiyasu from Arsenal. They've got 10 million coming in. That's Bologna for you. Cagliari have just short of 5 million. Again, just under 9k per week to spend on wages, which is not great. You probably need to sell a few players if you wanted to increase that. Just under 10 million in the balance. And in terms of debt, they have 49 million pound debt, but again, it's restructured to last for 20 years and 19 years, so you won't really notice it. So there's debt, but it's manageable easily in Italy so far. Empoli, they have 3 million. No wage budget available. They have 5 million in the club, so they're one of the poorest teams so far, but they have no debt, 0 debt. So in some terms, they are not the poorest. They're the best run. Fiorentina have 7.25 million. Again, NA wage budget. I don't know what that means. It means they don't have any, I don't think, right? 16.5 million or just under 16.5 million in the club. And 39 million pound debt, which again is paid over 20 years, 20-ish years, so you won't notice it. So far, there's nobody that really in peril, financial ruin. There's no team. Genoa now, they've got 6.5 million or just under. These have a good wage budget, 36k to fit in. That's very, very good. In terms of finances, they have 12.5 million in the whole club, and they have 33 million in debt. But again, it's a very, very long loan, so you won't notice the repayments. So it's a common theme in Italy that. This is Hellas Verona. They have 7.69 million, which is a very decent amount. Looks like they're selling Kumbulla. And also Chetin, so you're going to lose a few good players there. But you have 40k in wages, which is huge. 12 million in the club. And literally nothing debt-wise. Just, what have you noticed? 6 million. Inter Milan, the first big club we've got to so far. They've got 17 million to spend. Only 25k wage budget, but you can alter that, right? You can change it. Finances, they have just under 40 million, which is very, very healthy. And loan-wise, they have 306 million. 1.3 million per month. You might notice that. 1.3 million per month. Now, they are getting some transfers, transfer cash. I wonder who have they sold? Icardi? Lukaku. Oh, wow. They're getting a lot for Lukaku. Okay, so 28. Yeah, they're getting like, what, that's 70 million there? 14 times 5, 70 million, right? So that's going to take off a huge chunk of your debt, Romelu Lukaku. That's Inter Milan. They're the biggest debt, but again, you'll sort that out, no problem. I don't think he's really too bad. 16 million for Juventus, 128k per week wage budget they've got to spare, which is fantastic. It's the highest so far, which you'd expect from Juventus. They've got 40 million in the club, and they have 316 million in debt. Same as Inter Milan, really. But I don't think you'll notice it, honestly. If that debt was piled on the top of one of the smaller clubs, you'd feel it. But you won't feel it with them. Nothing to worry about right now. There's no one rich, but there's no one really in trouble. In Italy, it seems quite not fair because some teams have got more than others, but it seems quite even. 12.39 million for Lazio. They have 26.5k in the wage budget. Finances wise, they have 24 million. And they have 40 million debt, but again, you won't notice it. Some very good debts. Some very good chairman in Italy managing to get these debts over a while. AC Milan have just short of £60 million to spend. They have just under 10k wage budget. In the club, they have £32 million and they have £130 million debt, which is a lot less than Juventus and Inter Milan. You won't see that at all in AC Milan, I don't think. You just have to sell off a player for a lot of money. One good season, sell a good player, you're fine. And Napoli have 13.25 million, no wage budget. They have 27 million in the club, and they have no debt. Napoli in a very good position. Strongest position so far, I would say, in terms of finances to start with. AS Roma, they have 10.25 million. They have 60k to spend on potential wage budget. Finances, they've got 23.5 million. And on debts, they have 255 million. For 20 years, you're paying back 1.1 million a month, which you might see. That's not a great position for Roma to be in. Salernitana have 2.5 million. As you'd expect, one of the smallest clubs in Serie A. Just under 6k wage budget, so not really anything to go with there. 4 million in the club, which is not much, and no debt. So a very clean run club. They spend within their means. It's just a typical smaller club in the top flight. Sampdoria next. Sampdoria have 7.69 million. They have 36k wage budget. They've got 13 million in the club, and they have a 41 million pound debt, which again you won't notice. It's becoming quite a theme. I think it's going to be the same throughout the whole video. Sassuolo next. They have 9.5 million to spend, which is pretty good. They have 12.32k wage budget, which is quite specific from me. 12.5k. They have just under 16 million in the whole club, and in terms of debts, they have again. It's all the debts are running up until 2039. So you won't really notice them. Spezia, 4.25 million to spend. 20k wage budget they've got to spend. 6 million in the club, and again, zero debt. Pretty much like Salernitana. Torino have 5 million in the club, 30k in the wage budget. They have just under 10 million in the whole club, and they've got a 23 million pound debt, which again you won't see because it's paid off 150k per month, which is nothing, absolutely nothing. Udinese, which is the penultimate team now, 5.55 million to spend, 42k wage budget, which is one of the better ones. In terms of finances, they have 10 million in the club, and a 30 million pound debt, which again, another one you won't even notice it. Venezia, last but not least, with the fantastic kits. Venezia, if you're thinking about doing a save game, they've got brilliant kits. They have 2 million to spend. They have no wage budget. They have only 3 million in the club, and they have no debt. So that's literally, like I'm going to say, it's a blank canvas. I've said that with a lot of teams. It's looking like the three promoted teams are the three worst teams, obviously. Then Spezia, and then there's a big jump to Udinese and the other guys. So I think if you play with any of these bottom four teams, they've got decent decent finances. They've got no debt, and I think you'd be on for a good save. I quite like the look of Venezia with their kits, and they've got Ethan Ampadu as well, which I quite like the look of. Okariki, Caldara, Busio. They've got a good little team. Romero in the net. Not a bad team at all. I reckon you could probably upset a few teams with that. But that's Serie A. There's nothing really groundbreaking. I hope you found what you're looking for in the video. There's not much there's not much spread financial wise. There's no one in massive trouble. There's no one absolutely rich. It's quite similar. But thank you for watching, guys. This is the last of the series. Basically, it's the top 5 leagues. I don't think I'm going to do the Portuguese league, and I don't think I'm going to do the Dutch league. I just wanted to get these videos out there in case people thought, do you know what, I want to have a look. I can't be asked to download the editor. I can't be asked to load it up. I'm just going to quickly check what Lewis's video says. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and until next time, which will be in a couple of days. I like to upload a video every couple of days. Until next time, goodbye.